Today we will be explaining the entire story of solo leveling in only 10 minutes. Well, no time to waste, let's get started. The Absolute Being created the rulers from light and the monarchs from darkness. The monarch's purpose was to destroy the world, while the ruler's purpose was to protect it. This resulted in a never-ending war because no matter how many times they fought, neither side ever emerged as the victor since the fight was being rigged, as the Absolute Being didn't want there to be a winner because it was his personal favorite soap opera. Angry and wanting to cancel the show, the rulers, except one, tried to overthrow the Absolute Being. That one good ruler was known as the greatest fragment of brilliant light. He stayed loyal until the Absolute Being died. But the Absolute Being had cleverly hidden a power inside his only loyal follower. So, just before the ruler died, he was reborn as the 9th monarch, the Shadow Monarch Ashbourne. The rulers then used tools containing fragments of the Absolute Being's power to hunt down the monarchs, and were able to capture the monarch of beginnings, Legia, tipping the side of the war in their favor and giving them a shot towards victory. Realizing this, the Shadow Monarch Ashbourne offered his help to the monarchs. However, the Shadow Monarch's overwhelming power led him to being betrayed by the Beast Monarch and the Monarch of White Flames. This led Ashbourne into hiding, resulting in the monarchs being beaten by the rulers and forcing them into hiding in the gaps between dimensions. The war went to Earth, nearly wiping out all of humankind. So, the rulers turned back time with the Cup of Reincarnation in order to save humanity. But it was too late, as the Earth was too weak to withstand the fight between them and the monarchs. So, gates and hunters were formed on Earth to reinforce the human world with mana so that it wouldn't be destroyed during their rematch with the monarchs, as both the rulers and monarchs needed to use the human vessels to descend to Earth. The hunters were categorized based on strength, with the rankings starting from E rank, not much stronger than your average human, to the National Hunter rank, capable of destroying a whole city by themselves. Our main protagonist, Sung Jin-Woo, is an E rank, aka the world's weakest hunter, who only works as a hunter because someone has to pay for his sick mother's hospital bills after his father did a disappearing act on his way to buy some milk. Just joking. His dad got trapped in a dungeon and was approached by a ruler to become a vessel to kill the Shadow Monarch. Jin-Woo entered a dungeon, as he usually does, but this particular dungeon turned out to be a double dungeon, which trapped all of them. Must be a family curse. The statues inside kill nearly all of them off, with Jin-Woo being left behind as others are able to safely escape. Before he draws his last breath, a mysterious system offers him the chance to become a player. Not wanting to die, Jin-Woo accepts the offer. Jin-Woo then wakes up in the hospital and is immediately interrogated FBI, open up! By the Korean Hunters Guild inspectors because they suspect he might have had a double awakening. They make him take another test, but psych! He is still an E-rank hunter. After they leave, Jin-Woo opens the mysterious game-like system, which gives him daily tasks he must complete before the day runs out, or he will be punished. With each task Jin-Woo completes, he receives awards such as increased strength, agility, height, muscles, and looks. A now ripped but broke Jin-Woo decides to join a group of hunters who need 2 more members to clear a C-rank dungeon. Once they reach the boss monster, the group traps Jin-Woo and a rich sucker, Yoo Jin-ho, with the boss monster while they go on a break. Jin-Woo solos the boss monster and kills off the group when they return from their break. After leaving the dungeon, Jin-ho asks Jin-Woo to help him become a guild master in exchange for a nice sum of 30 billion won, which he agrees to. The breakneck speed at which they clear dungeons attracts the attention of An Sang-min, a high-ranking employee of the White Tiger Guild, but ends up getting scammed into buying Jin-Woo and Jin-ho's dungeon reservation for more than 10 times the original price. Jin-Woo receives a notification from the system to undergo a job change in a dungeon, with the condition being that the longer he lasts in the fight against the dungeon masters, the better his chances of getting a good job. Jin-Woo manages to defeat all the monsters in the dungeon, because plot, resulting in his job being changed to Necromancer, someone who can summon the dead as minions. He uses this power to acquire his first major shadow, egress. During Jin-Woo's visit to his sister's school, her teacher asks Jin-Woo to talk to his sister's friend about the dangers of being a hunter, since he is also a hunter. Jin-Woo agrees and reaches out to An Sang-min and secures a spot for both of them in one of the White Tiger Guild's training sessions for new recruits, in an effort to discourage Han Sung-yi, his sister's friend, in E-rank, from being a hunter. However, the outing goes horribly wrong when the dungeon gates turn red, trapping them all inside. Taking his brand new powers out for a spin, Jin-Woo clears the dungeon and acquires his second and third major shadows, Tank and Iron. During the fight with the boss monster, Jin-Woo learns that the monsters from the dungeons are being compelled by a voice to kill all humans. After the Red Gate incident, Jin-Woo enters the Demon Castle, an S-rank instant dungeon created by the system. There, he level up and finds 2 more of the 3 items required to make the Holy Water of Life, a potion that can cure his mother's illness. Deciding to come back later, Jin-Woo leaves the Demon Castle and finally goes for a re-evaluation test. Surprise face, he is now an S-rank hunter! Since the results of his re-evaluation would be publicly announced after 3 days, Jin-Woo decides to go undercover as a porter in an A-rank dungeon, just to see how it looks. And, surprise, surprise, they all get trapped in the dungeon by the dungeon boss.
Oh my god! Wow!
Jin-Woo saves the team from being killed and solos the dungeon, adding the dungeon boss as his 4th major shadow, Tusk. After the announcement of Jin-Woo being South Korea's 10th S-rank hunter, he enters the Demon Castle dungeon to get the last item for the Holy Water of Life potion. He reaches the last floor and kills the Demon King Baron and his wyvern, acquiring his 5th major shadow, Kaisel, and the last item for the Holy Water of Life. After successfully crafting the elixir, Jin-Woo rushes to the hospital to cure his mother.
She's alive!
It's alive!
Meanwhile, South Korea and Japan are planning to raid on Jeju Island after an ant escaped on the island and massacred a small town. Jin-Woo turns down the offer to join the raid on Jeju, but later comes to the rescue when the Ant King nearly wipes out all the S-rank hunters. Jin-Woo kills the ant and adds him as his 6th major shadow, Beru. With Jin-Woo's help, the rest of the hunters are able to kill off the remaining ants and successfully reclaim Jeju. After the raid, America tries to recruit Jin-Woo as their hunter, with promises of having the only Awakener, Norma Selner, who is capable of upgrading the abilities of hunters to upgrade his stats. Jin-Woo turns them down because he is now a big shot and already has his own guild, the Ajin Guild he created together with Jin-Ho. With their guild finally being approved, Jin-Woo and Jin-Ho go on their first dungeon raid as a guild, but Safety Inspector Chief Woo-Jin tags along to make sure Jin-Woo's raids are safe. Jin-Woo solos the dungeon, adding the boss monster as his 7th major shadow, Jima. Jin-Woo finds his way back to the double dungeon from the beginning, seeking answers about the system. There, he meets the architect of the system, who reveals the secret of his powers. Jin-Woo has been chosen as the vessel for the Monarch of Shadows, Ashbourne. The architect tries to awaken the shadow of monsters in Jin-Woo's body. However, Ashbourne has no intention of taking control of Jin-Woo. Instead, he transfers his powers to Jin-Woo, his heir, bestowing him his black heart. The architect realizes the betrayal too late and is defeated by Jin-Woo. Back in Tokyo, Japan, a giant S-rank gate suddenly appears, leaving Japan's government scrambling for a way to clear it, as they lost most of their S-rank hunters on the raid on Jeju Island. Desperate, they ask Russia's S-rank hunter, Yuri Orlov, for help. He agrees, but asks for $10 million for each day he holds the gate back from breaking. However, Yuri Orlov is unable to hold it back and is killed the moment the gate breaks. So Jin-Woo comes to Japan's aid and kills the monsters, including the Monarch of Beginnings, Legia, who was trapped in the dungeon. Hwang Dong-soo, an S-rank hunter and the brother of one of the hunters who tried to kill Jin-Woo and Jin-Ho, kidnaps Jin-Ho in an effort to lure Jin-Woo out so he can seek revenge for his brother's death. Jin-Woo kills him quickly, adding him as his 8th major shadow, Greed. Beginning their hunt to destroy all the rulers' vessels, the monarchs kill Christopher Reed, America's strongest hunter, and Jonas, Brazil's strongest hunter. Gun-hee, chairman of the Korean Hunters Association, is revealed to be a vessel of the most brilliant fragment of luminosity. When the Monarch of Frost comes to kill him, Gun-hee tries to put up a fight, and even though Jin-Woo comes to his aid, it's too late, as he already lost too much blood. Before Gun-hee dies, he asks Jin-Woo to take the side of humanity in the upcoming war with the monarchs. Now that the monarchs are aware that the Shadow Monarch has descended and turned against them, 3 of the monarchs, the Monarch of Beast, Frost, and Plague, invade Seoul in order to kill Jin-Woo before he fully absorbs all of Ashbourne's powers. Even though Jin-Woo is able to take out the Monarch of Plague, he is stabbed in the heart by the Monarch of Beasts and Frost. Jin-Woo's father, Sung Il-hwan, finally reveals himself and tries to save Jin-Woo from the monarchs. Instead of dying, Jin-Woo unlocks all of Ashbourne's powers and kills the monarchs of Beast and Frost. But Jin-Woo's father dies shortly after from the injuries he sustained. After the battle with the 3 monarchs, Yogamont, the Monarch of Transfiguration, the Monarch of Iron Body, and the Monarch of Destruction, Antares, descends on Earth to kill Jin-Woo, bringing with them Antares' army of dragons. Jin-Woo's shadow monsters kill the Monarch of Iron Body, while Jin-Woo uses Dragon Sphere to immobilize the dragons, including Yogamont. Jin-Woo then drags off Antares to a remote location. Antares asks Jin-Woo to join him, but Jin-Woo tells him to fuck off. Engrossed in the fight, Antares realizes it's too late, that he has been lured into a trap, and the ruler's armies have surrounded him. He is stabbed by the ruler's spears and killed. Feeling remorseful that too many people were lost in the war, Jin-Woo asks the rulers to use the Cup of Reincarnation to turn back time. Understanding his request, the rulers accept, but warn him that there won't be a second chance, since the cup is almost empty. Jin-Woo goes back 10 years in the past, spending several years killing all the monarchs before they descend on Earth. The story ends with Jin-Woo returning to Earth as a middle school student.